Hey there, I'm Jesse, and you're listening to the Deep Lore Boys podcast, where me, Matthew, and Jackson delve into the random, rare, and often ridiculous pieces of human history.
They just took the church apart, though, just piece by piece. Like, they didn't even want the church itself. They just didn't want it to be there.
What's the big, half of the McDonald's sign?
Yeah, it's in St. Louis.
Yeah, the Gateway Arch, okay.
It's 630 feet tall, which means
That's
it's
taller than I am.
It's taller than Seneca 1, that big building in Buffalo.
25 biggest things ever stolen. An inflatable King Kong was stolen.
No.
From a Texas car dealership. It was 12 feet tall and cost 10 grand.
They spent 10 grand on a giant King Kong.
It's not even that detailed if you look at the picture.
He looks incredible. Can't believe they'd take it from him like that.
Do you think it was an accident? Like they accidentally popped it and then just had well, what do we do? Well, let's make it look like a robbery.
That's the greatest solution to that. Just, guys, we popped it.
Sorry about that.
I want to point out number 20 here on this list, 90,000 pounds of manhole covers.
Context, though, it says in 1990, a man in L.A. A man stole 300 man covers. Man covers. Manhole covers.
A man? Oh my gosh. What if A is his initial? Who's a man whose name starts with A?
Joe Biden.
Yo. No. Joe Biden. Joe Biden stole the manhole covers in 1990.
Man,
he would have been
bussing in 1990.
17 years old back then. He would have been 17 in 1990, and he stole the manhole covers.
That's sure.
Wait, what? Okay, I do want to point out further down this list, somebody stole an entire Orthodox church in Russia.
Hold on, where is that?
But they didn't steal the property to it. They literally disassembled the building brick by brick, as the article says, and sold the bricks individually.
Yo. Okay, I wanna actually Google that specific incident now. Hang on. Wanted. One missing Russian church, last seen in July. Reward for its return. Orthodox officials in central Russian region say an abandoned church building that was to be put back into use has been stolen by local villagers. An Orthodox priest, whose name I will not try to pronounce, but we'll call him Ivan, because that's Russian. He says he last saw the 2-story Church of Resurrection intact in late July. This is so strangely worded. It literally sounds like this church was like a prized jewel that could have just been lifted up and carried away. But it's a church.
Why did they just took the church apart, though, just piece by piece. Like, they didn't even want the church itself. They just didn't want it to be there.
Right, and brick by brick?
So they just completely dismantled it. They, Minecraft ripped it apart.
Yeah, they pulled a Minecraft.
And just sold it.
And, of course, the priests were calling it blasphemy. They said it was a grave sin, which, I mean, it's not exactly...
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a sin.
I'd call it a sin.
That's not exactly going to put you on the highest esteem of God.
No, just dismantling this church and walking away.
Number 1 on this list says the Empire State Building.
Okay, hold up.
Apparently they stole the Empire State Building, too.
Did they put it back? Was it the same people that took apart the Russian church? They just wanted to go bigger?
Apparently it happened in 2008, which seems to be the same time as the Russian church.
Oh, you're right. So man, all kinds of buildings are disappearing.
Dude, 2008 must have been a rough time to be alive.
It must have been a rough time to be a building, don't you think? Okay, hold on. What happened with the Empire State Building? Let's figure that out.
The New York Daily News in 2008, in order to show how much of a joke the city's record-keeping department was, drew up fake documents with a fake notary stamp and submitted them to the city to transfer the deed to the building.
Oh, shoot. So they were just making a point about how trash
the system was literally so bad. The New York Daily News just literally were like, we own the Empire State Building now. Just wrote it up, and they just filed it away and just let it happen. That's how bad the city's record department was. That is tragic. So they literally stole the Empire State Building just by asking for it. They just said hey, we own this now, and they just let it happen. That's absurd, bro.
I'm assuming they don't still own it. Though that would be really funny if they did.
I don't know.
Because this article, it doesn't appear to give any conclusion. Maybe the Russians are going there now that the church has been torn down.
Maybe. I'm seeing right above this, Russians stole a 200-ton bridge. That was also in 2008, by the way.
What the heck? Why?
2008 was a bad time to be...
That was a bad time to be a structure, dang it. A bridge, the Empire State Building, a whole church, all 2008, all stolen? What the heck is going on?
Poor buildings.
Poor buildings, indeed.
Apparently in 1974, there was an 126-year-old cast iron building facade in New York City, and somebody stole the entire facade, and the only reason the thieves were caught was because people found the thieves trying to steal the last little pieces out of it.
Oh, no.
After the whole thing was gone, they were taking just the little bits that were left, and they caught them.
So the facade is just like a giant...
It's just the whole
wall,
front of a
right?
building.
The whole front, but there's nothing
a giant
behind it.
Fake building. Yeah.
Right.
And they disassembled and took down the entire thing.
I wonder, like, I could understand that the motivation might be, like, to get materials and whatnot, but some of this is just so ridiculous, like the church, the bridge, the building front, that I imagine it's just kind of a meme. Like, let's see if we can steal, if we can pull off this great
let's see
heist.
If we can take the entire facade.
Right, the whole facade is coming down.
Maybe they just, like, really wanted a building and they didn't know that it wasn't a real building. And then they were like, oh, there's not even a building here. It's fake.
They were going to get the whole building, but they only got the front. I still just can't believe that an entire Orthodox church was taken apart. Like, you can't tell me in, like, just one night, because the priests that were in charge of this place, like, just came there one day and it was gone. So in a very short period of time, somebody just came by and just dismantled this church. And it's not like they blew it up. It's not like there was rubble lying around. They just said it was straight gone.
Maybe they had a few people and they just got together and they just took the church apart.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was a group, but like,
yeah, I think they just got together and they were like, "Hey guys, wouldn't it be funny?" And then they just all ran around.
Yeah, like do it for the memes,
guys. It'd be super funny. I mean, I would do that if I owned like the land, because then I'd get arrested if I didn't. Right, I would make like a YouTube video. I'll make a whole YouTube video in 5 years of me and a bunch of dudes just taking apart a building for no reason, just ripping it apart.
Oh yeah, like nowadays I can totally see that happening. Like 2008, Russia, like who?
Maybe there's some angry Russians that just really didn't like that.
What's the? It's on the tip of my tongue. What's the big like half of the McDonald's sign monument? You know, the big like curve.
The big arch.
Arch in St. Louis, maybe? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's in St. Louis.
Yeah, the Gateway Arch. Okay.
The big arch.
Yeah, the big half of a McDonald's sign. I went to see that like a year ago, maybe a couple years ago, and just standing at the bottom of it and looking up. I don't know about the rest of y'all. It just gave me extreme anxiety. It was something about the weirdness of the architecture. Like, it didn't seem like it would be stable. I did not want to be up there for anything. But, like, I think I was more afraid looking up at it from the ground than I would have been if I was up in the top looking down.
I think the weird thing about it is that, like, it doesn't seem to serve any purpose, but it's just kind of an icon. And I feel like anywhere in the city, like, it's right there. And like, it's right in the city.
It's huge, too. It's absolutely massive compared to these buildings.
It's taller than all of the buildings in the city.
It's the world's tallest arch, it looks like. So that's got to count for something.
How did they even build it?
Right? Am I not the only one that thinks about this stuff? Construction began in February of 1963. So this thing's actually not that old. They completed it in 1965, so it took them 2 years. Overall cost of $13 million. Just, it's awesome.
That's actually
it's
surprisingly cheap for what it is.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean,
$13 million, like, Elon Musk could probably build, like, 4 of them.
No, he can build way more than that.
Yeah, what? I was going to say, hold up. Okay, hold on. I found an image. I'm going to send it to the Discord. It's an image of
Okay.
the arch being constructed, and they literally, it looks like, began building it on the two sides and just had them go up and meet in the middle, which I guess is the
That's
only
kinda-
feasible way they could have
Yeah,
built
I
it now
guess-
that I think about it. But
Unless they built the entire thing first and then picked it up and dropped it.
they had
on the
like a
ground.
helicopter with a real big
Yeah,
magnet. and
the
they
helicopter just picked it up. It just magnetized the arch. It just, I don't know. Something about it is just really weird to me as to like, why is it there?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the historical
Yes.
background of it on the Wikipedia to see if I can get any further insight here.
I know that it was built because of like it's supposed to symbolize like obviously like the gateway into the west, and like a lot of people started in St. Louis and then headed west.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
hold
what?
up. Oh no. Oh no 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 no.
Oh.
There's a section called incidents. I don't know about
Oh,
this.
no.
I don't like this very much.
No.
I don't want to read this.
No. Hopefully no one died making it.
I did.
Stunts and accidents.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I gotta do it. I gotta do
Wait,
it.
in
We
the
gotta
incident
find out.
section?
We gotta find out. I'm scrolling down right now. We gotta see what happened here.
The 1980 accident.
Oh no.
33-year-old
Jack-
Kenneth
Oh.
Sawyers of Overland, Missouri, parachuted from the top of the arch. His plan was to release his main parachute and then jump off the arch, using his reverse parachute to perform a base jump. He slid down the north leg to his death.
Unfortunately, after landing, the wind blew him to the side. He slid down the north leg to his death. Okay, so he actually did it, but then the wind blew him off the side and he died?
Wait.
Wait, did he fall to his death then?
It says he fell. See, he slid down the north leg. So he jumped off the top and used his parachute to perform a base jump, and then he slid down the side.
That was the
Bruh.
1980 accident. The 1992 stunt? What happened here?
I'm gonna read the 1992 stunt if I can. Oh yeah, here it is. Let me see. Now it just says stunt. It doesn't say accident. So maybe this was okay. It looks like September 14th, 1992, 25-year-old John C. Vincent, a name that I can pronounce. Let's go.
Let's go.
Climbed to the top of the gateway arch using suction cups
Based guy.
and proceeded to parachute back to the ground. He was later charged with 2 misdemeanors, climbing a national monument and parachuting in a national park. Okay, so he did it. It was just kind of illegal.
He was sentenced to 90 days in jail.
So wait, so his prosecutor said that the act was a great stunt, but
I
it was
mean-
something that Park Service doesn't take lightly. So the prosecutor still respected what he did. I respect what he did, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it takes some guts to suction cup up to because I imagine if you're using suction cups to climb this thing, like if you slip, you're done, right?
Yeah. Apparently, he also parachuted off of the World Trade Center in 1991.
Oh, dang, really?
So he's done some wild stuff.
And that was the year before he went off the arch. So
Yeah,
Well, it's stainless. The arch is stainless steel, so
it's a stainless steel arch. That's what it is.
yeah.
My
yeah, it's a
microwave is made out of
massive.
stainless steel, bro.
It's made of the same stuff
Yeah.
my water bottle's
Oh
made
my
of. It's whack.
gosh. What?
It's just a lot of water bottles.
Hmm.
Look at this image, though. They've got an image of the arch, like from the southern leg at the bottom. Tell me that is not just anxiety-inducing.
Ugh. I don't like it.
It is so much farther up than it looks.
It's 630 feet tall, which means
That's
that
taller than I am.
it's taller than Seneca 1, that big building in Buffalo.
No kidding.
Hmm.
Oh, that's big. That's really tall. I didn't know it was that tall.
So in 1965, the Federal Aviation Administration came out and said, hey, you really shouldn't fly through the Gateway Arch. Please don't do that. And at least 10 pilots have disobeyed this order beginning the very next year in 1996. So they said it, they made the rule, and 10 guys went, I'm going to
Nah.
pretend I didn't see that.
I'm gonna fly through the Gateway Arch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a big, like, it's hard to miss.
Yeah, it's a big arch.
It'd be really hard to, like, ram into the side of the Gateway Arch, I think.
Tell me if you are a pilot, tell me that you're not just gonna look at that and think, "Man, I'm gonna fly through it." Like,
Bet I
what
can
else is
fly
gonna
through
go
that,
through your
yeah.
head if you're a pilot? Like, you're not just gonna. The first thing you're gonna think about is, wouldn't it be fun to fly through that?
Oh, yeah. What if we built, like, a series of them and then flew a plane through a whole bunch of them, played, like, croquet, with
We could
an
play
airplane.
giant croquet.
You could play like worldwide croquet.
That would be so cool. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking here, if it costed only 13 million to make. Now granted this was in the 60s, so with inflation we can say it costs like 20 million at least to make now, which is still affordable for like all the billionaires and stuff in the world.
Yeah.
And all it is just a giant 630 foot tall arch.
It's just a massive arch.
Why do we not have more mega structures like this?
Yeah,
Can we please build some more mega structures?
Can we make one that like is a little more stable looking than the Gateway Arch though? Because this thing just fills me with anxiety every time I see it. Dare we go and read about the incidents? I mean, we've already read about. It seems like the worst of it. I mean, falling down the arch.
That's about as bad as it's gonna get.
Sounds pretty terrible.
I am honestly, because I'm trying to just skim through some of the incidents and stuff. I can't find anything on the elevators.
It's in the second paragraph. Looks like on July 21st, 2007, a broken cable forced the south tram to be shut down, leaving only the north tram in service until repairs were completed in March 2008. Around 200 tourists were stuck inside the arch for about 3 hours because the severed cable contacted a high-voltage rail, causing a fuse to blow. Okay, so they were stuck in there. So this isn't like,
not good.
Yeah, nobody's dying. It looks like.
So it was just all around a chill time. Nobody got injured at all.
Although it does say that they missed like a fireworks display that was going on, and were pretty upset about that. Like I would be too.
Oh, that's kind of cringe. Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Oh, and it does look like one person needed oxygen, another was diabetic, so they kind of needed some medical treatment. But
so there were some issues.
Yeah.
Wait a second though, but there were 200 people in the elevator.
Well,
How
it
big
says
is the
200
elevator?
people were stuck inside the arch because a fuse blew. So I guess they were somewhere in the arch and the elevator wasn't working, so they couldn't move. I guess the elevator is the only way to move around in there.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that the arch went over like the lake, and I thought that the elevator would go up through it and over and like down to the bottom again. And that was how people got across the lake every day.
That would be kind of neat. Oh, that's how they like go to work.
I thought that was just what they did. They just get in the arch and go over it. I thought it was just like a weird looking bridge. But apparently it's not.
That's just the most elongated, unnecessary bridge.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was just a really, really weird looking bridge.
So you know how every time they try to build something in the city of Buffalo, everybody in the surrounding area complains about it until they decide to stop?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people complained about the St. Louis Arch.
All of them. Every last St. Louis resident was complaining on that.
Let's look it up. Like St. Louis Arch protest or like.
Yeah, let me scroll up on the wiki. I'm sure there's something about like the public reception of this thing. It does say many locals did not approve of depleting public funds for the cause of building the Gateway Arch. They said that we needed more practical things, but the guy who wanted to build it would respond that spiritual things were equally important. So this was a spiritual monument, so to speak.
I would say if I was a billionaire and I was trying to build a gigantic mega structure and people were saying that it wasn't practical enough, I would probably kill them. I'd be
Wow. Just laying that right out.
So there's lighting. There's a whole like paragraph here on lighting. Apparently back in the 60s, somebody wanted to light it up at night, and then they just said nah and just decided not to until the 90s. So it wasn't until the 90s that you would see the arch at night. They just let it just sit there in the dark.
Oh, can you imagine how freaky that must have looked from far away?
So ominous, just standing in the dark like that.
This ominous monolithic thing. Just
have you ever heard of that movie, The Mist? It would have looked like that monster from The Mist.
The behemoth.
Oh no, yeah. Actually, hold up. I don't want to draw any conclusions here, but if I was pretty far away and I was looking at the St. Louis Arch, let's just say it's looking kind of sus. You know, if you look at the shape, it's not that far off from the imposter there.
I know what we're doing. I'm going to go to the top of the arch with a gigantic banner. Okay? Gigantic flag.
I know where you're
going. I'm going to drape a gigantic Among Us from the arch.
Oh, yes.
The largest Among Us the world has ever seen. It'll stand 630 feet tall as this Amongus stand on the arch.
We should sign a petition to make that happen. I'm sure. I am positive
somebody would.
We could get
somebody will hang a giant Amongus from the arch. It has to happen. I'm really feeling that we could put a giant Amongus on there, like an enormous Amongus.
It looks like a giant so Amongus character.
Imagine, and then what if they stole it? What if someone stole it and then they got on the list of the biggest things ever stolen?
The Gateway Arch, straight up stolen.
They stole the Gateway Arch Amongus.
Talk to the Russians. They've been stealing bridges and churches for a long time. I'm sure,
I guess
we can make this happen.
We could just hire some Russians in here. They could just take it.
Oh, wait. Symbolism and culture. Why didn't we go here? This will tell us everything we need to know about why the gigantic arch exists.
The Gateway Arch packs a significant symbolic wallop, but the arch has a greater mission than being visually affecting. Its shape and monumental size suggest a movement through time and space, and invite inquiry into the complex, fascinating story of our national expansion. And that was said by Robert W. Duffy of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, October 4th, 2003. So I guess that's it.
That does it.
Awesome, and that's all you need to know. Hi again, it's Jesse. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Deep Lore Boys podcast. You can find more episodes of our show on YouTube and Spotify, which we encourage you to share with your friends so we can grow the podcast. And drop a comment down below if you're feeling extra generous. We love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope your day is nothing short of interesting. Take care.
I'm going to go post that one on Twitter.com.